Hi everybody, it's Sherry D, and I would like to share with you how I use the Gua Sha Jade Scraping Tool. Ever so gently, ever so lightly. And don't forget your water. Cheers. Water is so important and vital for any type of detoxing body work that we would like to try to do with our body. So always remember your water. I personally use coconut oil when I use a Gua Sha Jade tool. I lightly coat my whole body, which I have already done. I take the jade tool and I hold it very lightly. As you'll see, there is a scallop here and there's another scallop here. There's also scallops here. So sometimes you can use these in smaller parts of your body. This section right here I use right here on my ankle. So this is what I do. I use it lightly and I'm just moving fluid. I'm not digging or creating any dents in my body. So I just simply go here to my wrist, to my ankle, and I just start moving upward. So now I've moved on to this part, this scallop. And it depends on the shape of your leg. You might very well like this part of the scallop, so it embraces the leg. And I just lightly, gently do strokes up towards my heart. I don't do anything that's going to rip, tear, stretch, or damage. I'm just simply moving fluid. Some women have a tendency to hold a lot more fluid right here. So what I will do, I will literally pull the skin and hold it a little bit tight and just spread a little bit more. Always towards the heart, and as you see, 2 fingers. I'm not digging, I'm not contracting, I'm just spreading. And then I start to even spread a little bit further. So some women right here might have a little bit of aging on their skin right here. So I go very gently, very, very gently right here. And then over here, maybe it feels a little more lumpy than it did right here. So right here, I might push just a little tiny bit more, just a tiny bit more, just to smooth it out. And if my body's hot after a bath or a shower, these uneven areas will smooth out even faster as long as we are telling our mind we're healing. Okay, some women might get tightness in their IT band. I do a lot of dancing. I also have a lot of clogging in my lymph nodes around my groin area. So this is what I do. I just gently work up towards the heart. Into the lymph nodes right here. And I pull things up and I just gently move things up. And I will hold this up because it does have a tendency to sag. Here, I'll go ahead and, this has a tendency to kind of pull downward. So I literally will lift that skin up and just gently massage that fascial tissue, the fluid, the subcutaneous fat underneath. I'm just barely putting a stroke to it, okay? But the superficial fascia likes to move and heal itself gently, okay? So that's how I do my leg. So I'll do a few more on my other leg just so I feel, as a matter of fact, so this makes it a follow along, okay? You can follow along with this simple all over body jade tutorial. A little bit in the ankle there. If you have plantar fasciitis, which I don't, so I don't scrub the bottom of my foot much, but you would just take it into the arch of your foot right there. And don't go too brisk. Just think of this more as a nice long walk in the park rather a sprint around the track, okay? You just want to just move the fluid. Just move the fluid. Let the body heal itself. You don't have to dig and create any tension within the body. You want it to be soft and flowing. I literally do this with, I put my leg out on a bed or a stool, and I just gently move the fluid out of my body, because I do personally take a medication that causes edema. This is a trick right here that I use. A lot of you, women especially, if you put your hand like this and you pull it to the side, you might see some dents and dimpling that some people would refer to it as cellulite, when really this is just our natural body retaining fluid and kind of hanging on to it. So I literally will move the skin. See, I'll just move it a little bit and just gently. I do dry brushing most of the time. I do this once a week personally. Sometimes not even once a week, but I do my dry brushing every day. But this is just for those of you who might have a little bit more fluid. I've been working on this for quite a long time, so I don't have a lot of blockage going on. Okay, and so that's what I do. I do have some lumps in my back right here. So I bend over, I find the lump, and I scrub upwards towards the heart. I don't go back and forth. I really just only come up. I want everything up. I don't want to stretch. I don't want to pull. And then I get over to my side, and I'm leaning over, and I'm kind of leaning back just a little bit. I've got my abs contracted. This is how I'm holding the tool right now. And I hold my skin firm, and I work up towards the heart. Oh, I hold this firm. Pull it up. I want gravity to fix anything that gravity's pulling down. I want to push it back up, because I want it to be up, happy, perky. Okay, now when we're dry brushing, we're taught to go in a clockwise fashion. So depending on where I'm at, how I'm feeling, how bloated I am, I might do a few of these. And sometimes if I have a little bit of a knot, I might just spend a couple more seconds there. But like I say, this is a walk in the park. This is not a sprint to the finish line. Okay, so that's what I do. And then I start with my arms, my hands. If you have carpal tunnel, any tightness right here, you might have some tendonitis from computer work. Excuse me while I fix this, and since we're done with that area. Alrighty, I have some damage right here where I had spent a year scrubbing too much, so I stay away from that area with this because I want that to replenish. So just be careful. I don't work my arms much anymore. I'm doing this for the sake of demonstration. I do get some knots in here still, just a little bit, and I'll just come in ever so gently and work on it for a day, just for a few minutes, and then I do the rest with my hand with pressure. But just don't, if you do have the knots, just start at the end of the knot and work it outwards. Don't go on the top and try and dig it out. Just go to the knot and just try and spread it out. And actually, the slower that you go, often, see, look, I was noticing I was bad posture. Got to fix that posture, okay? So that's how I get with knots and the Gua Sha. I get to the end of the knot and I smooth it out that way. Okay, shoulder, if I need any fluid movement. Deltoid, this feels really good in my deltoid right now. See, it's even a little bit red right there. I've probably got a little bit of something going on because I'm just barely doing this, okay? So you can get into your shoulder. You'll want to come into the lymph nodes. If we have this hanging back here, I kind of want to reattach and make sure that this is nice and firm to the muscle. So I'll just smooth And in my mind, I'm telling my body that I'm reattaching the fascia. I'm making it all connect to each other very gently. Okay. I don't do too much of this around here. I use that for my dry brushing. If I do have a little bit of tightness in my neck, I'll use this very just smoothing fluid. I'm not digging, I'm not hitting muscle, I'm just on the surface. Basically the weight of a nickel is all we want to attain for. I don't, if I had any blood clots, I don't want to be dislodging anything. See, just gently, loving the body, letting it heal itself. Okay, and even this light treatment, it could cause detox. I might have some sort of a detox, so I want to be sure and drink a lot of water after this, and I only do it once a week, like I said. And for those of you who have tight traps, you can do the same thing. It helps if you bend your neck over. Okay? Okay, so that is how I have just shared my Gua Sha routine. Okay? Use at your own risk. Follow doctor's orders, not anybody else's. Okay? Talk to your doctor about it first. All right. Ciao.